Good evening, everyone. My name is Nicole Odermatt, and I'm super excited to talk about gut health with Plexus this evening. So we're going to talk about the gut microbiome, and we're going to talk about blood sugar and things that can affect your gut health. So looks like, I just want to make sure I'm in the right page. It looks like I'm live. And I want to let you guys know we are doing a Zoom as well as a live stream on Facebook. So either way you're watching, I would love for you to put in the chat or in the comments if you're watching the live on Facebook. If you already have improved your gut health in some way, let us know what you're doing to do that. If you're taking Plexus already and your gut health has been improved, I would love if you guys could put that in the comments of the live video in the Facebook group. So that anyone that's watching this, maybe it could share some hope for them. If there's a health struggle that maybe they're dealing with and they happen to see that in your story, I would love for you guys to share what you're taking and what it's helped you with. So I will try to keep an eye on the chat in the Facebook group as well. I just put that on my phone. And let's get started. So while you guys are going ahead and putting your stories in the chat so other people could see, I'm going to talk about the microbiome and what it is. And you may or may not be familiar with it. If you're not familiar with gut health, let us know. Let us know if this is the first time you're learning about gut health or if you're familiar and you've tried other probiotics. I'd love to hear. Inside your gut, there are trillions of microscopic organisms, and those are called microbes. So those are your gut microbes. And 95% of our maicroscopic organisms, those microbes that live in the gut, they all live in the gut. 95% of them live in our gut is what I'm trying to say. And that's what's called the gut microbiome. So scientific studies have shown that our gut microbiome is actually essential to our health and happiness. There's plenty of different studies out there. I mean, you can look at different Google Scholar articles, Harvard studies, all different types of things. I would really encourage you guys to Google gut health and whatever it is you're dealing with. Maybe it's migraines, maybe it's thyroid issue, maybe it's some kind of autoimmune disease, or just some underlying health issue that you're dealing with. Maybe it's just as simple as, headaches or something. See if there's a connection to gut health. I would love for you guys to do that after this and let us know what you find. But the microbes that we have, they actually keep us healthy by training our immune system. It trains our immune system to fight off invaders like allergens, toxins, like different harmful substances that can bother us. So if you think about it, the gut health is very important for our immune health. Okay, so 70% of our immune cells are actually located in our guts. So when our gut is healthy, it can actually improve our overall health a ton. Another thing it can do for us is help our mental health. And you know what, I should mention before I get into the mental health aspect, I'd love to share a little bit about me too, because I've been taking the Plexus products, the gut health system, for 4 years now. And when I was first introduced to it, I mean, I had no interest and no really introduction to gut health, in my life before. I mean, I knew what probiotics were. I knew like antibiotics were bad for my gut and that probiotics would kind of help replenish that. But I didn't really have interest in that. I kind of just wanted to feel better. Like I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was feeling like crap all the time. And I was honestly treating my body like a trash can and throwing junk in it, between what I ate, what I was drinking, just processed foods, not reading my labels, artificial sweeteners, drinking sweet tea all day and things like that. So I was damaging my gut without even really realizing it and without knowing like I needed something to help improve my gut health. So speaking of like the immune system, I used to be sick all the time. And it was kind of like a joke in my family because my brothers and my parents would always rip on me. If I showed up to a holiday function and I wasn't sick, it was like a big deal because I was just always sick. And it would start in the fall and it would go all the way through the spring. And it would be me getting sick for a week or two, and then getting better for a week or two, and then getting sick again. And, you know, with the, just the antibiotics, it was a vicious cycle, you know? So I'm sick. So then I get antibiotics to treat it. And the antibiotics are obviously depleting our gut of probiotics. So it actually takes our guts, I think, about a year to recover from one round of antibiotics. And I was on several rounds of antibiotics throughout the year. I mean, probably a lot. So just imagine how damaged my gut got. And you guys may deal with that too. So it was just a cycle, you know, I would get sick again because my immune system was down. My gut health was down again because of the antibiotics. So, but anyways, let's talk a little bit about mental health, because there's a huge connection with gut health and mental health. And, you know, you could look up the gut-brain axis, and basically it's just like a message pathway. It is a way that our gut and our brains actually communicate with each other. And our gut microbes that we have, they actually secrete neurotransmitters. Some of these are called GABA, dopamine, that's probably a familiar one for you, and mood boosting serotonin. So 90% of that stuff is also produced in our gut. So, you know, that's obviously very important. So if you're dealing with any mood issues or anything with mental health related, obviously improving your gut microbes, improving the health of your gut is going to improve that. So when I found these products 4 years ago, I learned about them from my sister-in-law, and she had had so much success using the probiotics for her IBS, her IBS-D. And she had been dealing with that struggle for her whole life, basically 30 years. And for me, I was like on the other spectrum. She was going to the bathroom too much. And this is TMI, but hey, I know there's probably somebody out there listening to this that is also dealing with this. So I'm not afraid to talk about it because somebody needs to hear this, but I was not going enough. So for me, I was living on Miralax and stool softeners, and I would only go every couple of days. Super uncomfortable, super painful, you know, bloated, all that kind of stuff. And so when I heard how much it had helped her with her IBS-D, and I thought, well, I'm kind of the opposite. Like, how's this going to help me? Interestingly enough, she and I both take the same products, even though we're opposite in the stomach department, and they have helped us both tremendously. Now we're both normal and like regular in the bathroom. So I just thought I would mention that. But you know, so I heard about that and I'm like, yeah, well, I have some stomach issues. I guess I could use it. I just basically wanted to feel better. But my main goal, let me tell you guys what my main goal was, even though we're talking about gut health, I'm going to be honest. My main goal was to eat more junk food and feel less guilty about it, because I heard of a product called Block, which is a carb blocker from Plexus. We still have this on our line, but we also have an updated version. It's called Balance. It also blocks carbs, but helps digest carbs better, and it helps with blood sugar. So 2 different products, similar though in style. My goal was just to take Block and just eat more junk. And my sister-in-law was like, all right, sis, like, come on, you need this gut health stuff so bad, more than you know. So she talked to me about it. I actually attended one of these types of events and heard somebody else's story, and it related to me so much that I thought, oh my God, I got to give this a try. Worst comes to worst, I just asked for my money back, because you can get a refund if you don't like it. So that's what I went with. That's how my story started. And I was the ice cream queen. I would eat ice cream twice a day, every single day. And my grocery list, if you have like the essentials, you know, for groceries, you know, eggs, bread, milk, ice cream was the other one. And I used to have a freezer like just stocked with half gallons of ice cream. I don't even have any ice cream right now in my freezer. And I love ice cream. I can still eat it, but I don't live for it. I don't like need it every day, twice a day. So the cool thing is Plexus has helped me, you know, reduce my cravings in that manner. And I'm just overall healthy. I did get some of that Block, but I started with that triplex, the gut health combo. And the space that I was at though, when I started, I had just had a baby about a year and a half before I found out about Plexus. And I was still dealing with postpartum depression. And I thought that was going to go away. Like within a couple months of having a baby, I thought, okay, this goes away, right? It's going to get better. It's going to get better. Well, nothing ever got better. If anything, it kept feeling like it was getting worse for a long period of time. And I had always dealt with like a little bit of, maybe like depressional tendencies, and a little bit of anxiety, but it all skyrocketed after I had a child. So, I just like wasn't really in a good headspace, and I never knew or expected improving my gut health to actually help me improve my mental health in any way. And before I even heard about Plexus, I can just remember I was rocking my daughter in her the rocking chair that I would nurse her in. I probably had nursed her to sleep. She was asleep in my arms, and I would just be crying, like, and it was uncontrollable crying for no reason. I could never explain it. My husband would ask me, like, what's going on? What's wrong? Is everything okay? And I literally could not explain it because I loved my daughter so much. I was so happy, but could not express it, and like sadness would just come out, and it was just awful. So anyone that's dealt with postpartum depression probably knows what I'm talking about. And I remember just praying, like I prayed to God for something to change, and I didn't even know what it was going to be. I'm like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what I need. I don't even know what I'm asking for. I'm just praying for something to change. And looking back, now I realize, because a couple months basically after that prayer was when Plexus was introduced to me. And then a few months later, I had gotten started on it and had no idea it was going to be the answer to my prayer, because my mental health kind of did like a 180, and it was not in a split second. It did take some time, because it takes time to get to the root of what's going on and start healing the gut from the inside out. But I started to notice a change, and actually other people started to notice it in me before I realized it. My best friend noticed, and my husband noticed. And after continuing to take the probiotic system, it's called the triplex, and then I added in something called Vital-Biome, which is another probiotic. I take this as specifically made for mood and stress, and it has helped me a lot with my anxiety. Kind of brings a calmness to you. It's kind of like my peace in a bottle, I guess I want to call it. But those are just my go-tos. I mean, I cannot thank my sister-in-law enough for introducing this to me because of the change in my mental health. So definitely look into that. Ask us if you have any questions, if you guys are dealing with anything like that. It has been amazing. So anyways, that's the gut health and mental health aspect I kind of wanted to touch on, because, gut microbes can reduce stress hormones and anxiety as well. And we also, have found, or not we, but like I've seen studies that have shown that gut microbes can reduce stress hormones, as well as keep your weight in check. So who knew improving your gut and probiotics could help weight management? But it definitely can, because there's good gut microbes that are called Akkermansia. It's hard to, I don't know if I can spell it. It's like Akkermansia, Akkermansia. You can look that up. It plays a role in our metabolism. Okay. So what that does is it basically impacts how much energy we burn and how much fat we're actually going to store in our body. And gut microbes are also vital for digestion. They help us break down nutrients and fuel our body. But I want to touch on the Akkermansia piece for just a second too. That is going to be found in our Slim. So we're going to get more into what Slim is. This is our pink drink, our famous pink drink. It actually has prebiotics in it. And what prebiotics do is they're actually food for our good gut microbes. Okay, it's food for our probiotics. Hydrate for a minute. So this pink drink is actually going to increase the Akkermansia. Okay, so that, like I said, is connected to our metabolism, which can help you with weight loss. So we'll talk more about that later. But things that can affect our gut health, let's talk about that for a second. I know I already talked about antibiotics, but also a poor diet. If you're consuming like processed foods, lots of soda, if you're eating high sugar, like I was, I mean, not just the ice cream, guys, I was eating candy all day, like from after breakfast till midnight. I had candy with me at all times. I was known as the sweets girl at work. I always had something to pass to somebody else. They knew to come to me when they needed their sweets fix. And if I ran out of it, I would be running across the street to the drugstore, the Rite Aid or whatever, CVS, and I was buying more candy because I had to have it at all times. It was a sick addiction. Also loved the energy drinks, which had chemically processed ingredients in it, synthetic caffeine, all the artificial stuff, really bad stimulants in there. So all bad stuff, but other things, that can affect your gut microbes and stuff, and what's called dysbiosis. Dysbiosis is basically a balance between the good bacteria and the bad bacteria in your gut. So if you guys, like I said, are having those artificial sweeteners, you think, oh, well, this says no sugar, so I'm gonna use this, but it's really a sweetener that's actually going to damage your gut. So it's probably worse for you to be consuming a drink that has sucralose, Splenda. I can't think of all the names right now off the top of my head, but all those artificial ingredients that you think are better for you, they're actually not. And I'm not knocking anyone, because that was me. I had no idea before I found out about this stuff. Like, I started really learning more about gut health and found out I was eating and just drinking so many bad things. So definitely read your labels. And if you have a lot of stress in your life, if you're not getting enough sleep, if you're not exercising, some of those factors can even, factor into your gut health as well. So, some other signs of like dysbiosis is if you have a lot of bloating, if you deal with constipation, even things like bad breath. I mean, just go look up online, like, what is dysbiosis and what are the symptoms of that, of gut dysbiosis or leaky gut. Look for some signs for leaky gut and see if you have those. Really, I think the stat is 3 out of 5 people in North America deal with like a leaky gut or gut dysbiosis. So that's a lot of people, and a lot of people probably don't even realize it. So how do we balance this bacteria in our gut when we have dysbiosis? What do we do, right? Well, what we do is we're going to feed those good gut microbes with prebiotic fibers. That's prebiotic, not probiotic, prebiotic. We're also going to seed our gut. Now let's think of our gut like a garden. So we're going to feed it, like fertilize it with the prebiotics. Then we're going to put some seeds to put some new probiotics in there. That's the good bacteria. And then we're also going to weed out the bad stuff. And then we're going to protect our gut garden. Okay. So, I want to talk about the whole system, but I also want to go into the slim. Now we have, this has what's called the triplex. Let me show you actually the whole box. So if you get started with our gut health subscription box, you'll get a cute little box like this. It's called the triplex. And inside you'll get some good pamphlets all about gut health and how to take your products. And then you'll get our probiotic called Probio 5. And then you'll get our magnesium and vitamin C supplement called BioCleanse. And I'm going to talk a little bit about those soon. But first, I want to talk about that pink drink again, because you actually get 2 choices. This one's the Hunger Control Slim. So there's 2 pink drink choices, Hunger Control or the Gut Microbiome Activating Slim. This one has a watermelon raspberry flavor, and this one has a blood orange lime flavor. But don't get too caught up in just choosing a flavor. I want you to choose something that's actually going to be best geared towards your health goals. So do you need that hunger control? Do you need a little extra, help between meals with your cravings or portion control, things like that? Or do you need extra prebiotics? Do you not want the hunger control? You want to just focus on the gut health. So you get to decide which one you want. And I want to talk about what's so important about this pink drink, because it's not just the prebiotics. Okay. We're going to talk about, a little bit about blood sugar and insulin. Let me just check the chat really quick, because I think I saw a few things pop in. I wasn't sure if that was a question. That was just a comment there. Awesome. And Pam just commented she's taking Plexus for her gut health and it is working wonders for her. Thank you, Pam, for sharing that. If anyone else is currently taking Plexus, I want to hear what you're taking and what it has helped you with specifically. I'd love to hear your health wins in the comments so that anyone watching this can kind of see some stories of hope as well. And, so let's talk about blood sugar. So have you guys ever had like an afternoon crash, or like maybe you have a little shakiness? Maybe you have extreme cravings for salt or sugar, or just getting really hungry, get the hangries. I used to always have the hangries really bad. It was every day, like probably a couple times a day in between meals. Irritability, maybe just difficulty sleeping. All of these are symptoms of your blood sugar being imbalanced. And when we think of blood sugar, don't we normally think of diabetics, right? And that's what my mind went straight to. I'm like, well, I don't need this. I'm not diabetic. So when I saw, I just noticed the Zoom chat has lots of things. I'll have to read those at the end. I'll be back to that chat in the Zoom. But so many of us actually deal with insulin resistance, and we probably don't even know it, especially if you have been diagnosed with any type of like autoimmune disease at all. That is where we need our signature product, probably our most popular product, the Slim, the pink drink. And like I said, it's not just for diabetics, and it's not just for people that need to lose weight either. And it could even be for someone who's just maintaining their weight, or maybe even someone that needs to gain weight. This product, I think, should have been named Balance, because it really just keeps your body in balance. But it was developed by some scientists that they just wanted to create a plant-based product for diabetics in hopes of helping them reduce their need for medications, insulin, all that for their diabetic needs. And what they found, though, when they did the trials, was that these diabetic patients that were trying this out, they actually noticed that they had more daytime energy, where it was stimulant-free energy. They weren't doing coffee, caffeine, anything like that. They were just having a little bit of natural energy. They were sleeping better at night. They also noticed that like blood sugars were kind of leveling out more, that they needed less of their medication or had some reduced appetite. And they had a smaller, drive for wanting sugar. And the biggest thing they noticed was they were losing weight. So that's when they realized, oh my goodness, like this is not just for diabetics. This is a product that can help people lose weight. And a lot of, people that were in the trials were diabetic that needed to lose weight as well. So that's why they marketed it as Slim. And that's why a lot of people use it for weight loss. But one example is my sister-in-law that introduced me to these products that started with the probiotic and got on the whole triplex. She never needed to lose weight at all. But she uses the same system. She uses the Slim every day, and it has not made her lose any weight because she didn't need to lose any. But if you need to, it can definitely help you do that. So what else? So let's talk about how Slim works a little bit. It definitely filters through the liver. It's going to break it down before it gets to the pancreas. And whenever the pancreas isn't overworked, the body is going to release some fat that it's been holding on to. Okay. So when the body actually releases bad fat naturally, that fat actually doesn't come back. Okay. But let's think of it like this. So you're eating a piece of pizza. Your blood sugar is going to go up, right? And then your pancreas is going to secrete some insulin to deal with that excess sugar in your blood. And when it does that, some of that's going to get stored in your muscle and used for energy, but all the extra stuff is going to get stored as fat. So the more insulin your body has to put out, the more resistant your body becomes to insulin. So that's why, that's what we're trying to prevent here. So basically, if we can keep our blood sugars stable and they're not going up and down, going crazy, because that's what happens every time we eat, our blood sugar is going to spike up a little bit and all that. So if we can keep them more level, our bodies can actually release less insulin and become more sensitive to insulin. So, why is insulin resistance so harmful to our body? Insulin actually plays a lot of different critical roles in our body, and it does more than just regulate blood sugar. So if you didn't know, insulin is used to store nutrients in our cells. So that's super important. But it is also the master hormone in the body. There's not one hormone in our body that insulin does not affect. So it is in direct control of all of our other hormones. So as you can see, our body is, if our body's resistant to insulin, that is a bad thing. And if we can help improve that with our pink drink, it's going to do so many good things for our body. So that's one of the main things with our pink drink. Like I said, I think I mentioned earlier, My cravings have gone way down, and that can be a gut health thing, but I believe that the Slim helps that even more, has helped me reduce my cravings. And especially when I use the hunger control in between meals, I'm not having that hangry feeling. I'm kind of more sustained, and I don't go crazy with my portions at dinner time. So let's talk a little bit about how these three products work. And I'm just going to share something on my screen real quick. Whoops. Close the chat. There we go. So as you guys can see here, we have our gut garden picture. Let me see if I can expand this. Of course, I can never figure out how to use my computer half the time. So you can see weed, seed, feed, and protect is kind of what I was talking about with the gut garden analogy. And let me pull up, here's the X Factor Plus. This is part of the protection. Before I get into the rest of the triplex, you'll see on the bottom right-hand corner, it says X Factor Plus is part of the protection. What that means is this has polyphenols in it that's actually going to help protect our gut microbiome. In addition to gut health benefits, this is obviously, it's a multivitamin. I guess I shouldn't say obviously because it doesn't say that real big on here, but this is our multivitamin. And it also has heart health benefits. And what's so great about this multivitamin is that it's got methylated vitamins in here. First of all, the vitamins are bioavailable, so it's easy for your body to absorb and process. Before I was taking Plexus, I was taking a vitamin from Walmart probably, or Target, that was synthetically made. And what happens is your body has to do extra processes. So like if your vitamins aren't in their most natural state, your body's going to have to do processes to convert the synthetic vitamin to what it needs to be absorbed, like so it can absorb it properly and actually use it. So it's going to take your body more work to absorb the synthetic vitamins. So this one doesn't make your body work that hard. And it has an aloe blend in it, and what that does is it's going to help you absorb more of the nutrients. And I'm not just talking about what's in the capsule, but absorb more nutrients from the foods that you eat. So that's why we take this with a meal, because it's going to help you absorb. I think it's like 200 times more you'll absorb the nutrition with the aloe that's in here. So anyways, I just thought that was a really cool fact. And I always keep this as part of my regimen, especially because of how bad my immune system used to be. The gut health system alone has helped me with that, but I like this for extra protection because I need that. I cannot be getting sick all the time like I used to. So let's talk about that gut garden for one more moment too. If you have a flower garden and imagine there's weeds in it, you could just plant more flowers, right? You could plant more flowers and hope that it kind of crowds out the weeds. It may crowd it, but it's not gonna, those flowers aren't gonna go in and pull out weeds, are they? I've never seen a flower do that. So we don't just need to add more probiotics, like the Vital Biome. And Probio 5 is our other probiotic. Yes, we need to add probiotics, but we don't want to just add more. We don't want to just add those flowers. We also want to feed them with the prebiotics. So this is going to fertilize it. It's going to actually help probiotics thrive and multiply. So obviously a great thing if you can get to your probiotics to multiply. But also what's so cool about Probio 5 is that it has antifungal properties in it that actually combat yeast overgrowth. It has digestive enzymes in here as well, which normally a lot of people buy those separately. That's all contained in this bottle. You get your 5 strands of bacteria, your probiotics in here, plus the enzymes, and it's going to be getting rid of Candida yeast overgrowth. If you don't know what that is, Google it, but Candida is something that's in everybody's body. We all have it. God made us with Candida so that when we die, I know it's morbid, when we die, our bodies can decompose. But the problem is when we have too much of that. So if we have too much of that, we have a Candida yeast overgrowth problem in the gut. And that is usually the root cause of any health issues we're dealing with. So to combat that, to get rid of that yeast overgrowth, we take Probio 5. So Probio 5 pulls out those weeds, it kills it off. And once it's killed off all that Candida overgrowth, the Bio Cleanse, which I haven't really talked about yet, comes in and it's like a daily cleanse. Okay, this is going to just gently flush out. And I guess I should change my screen so you guys can see what I'm pointing at here. So our bio cleanse, it's going to be our kind of like our toilet flush for the day in our guts. So this is just going to gently cleanse our gut of all the candida yeast that we just killed off with ProBio 5. So these two work synergistically together. And I take both of these. So if you're wondering, okay, you have 2 probiotics, why do you have that? Well, this one has different strands of probiotics than this one does, first of all. This one is created specifically for mood and stress, like I talked about before. And this one is mostly for digestive health and all of that. But like I said, combating the candida is key here. And the bio cleanse, in addition to just helping like gently cleanse the gut, it's also going to be good for bloating. And like I said, it's a magnesium supplement. So if you have something that magnesium could help, like for example, migraines, or for me, it was headaches. I used to have daily chronic headaches, and my doctor had actually suggested magnesium supplement for me for headaches, and I think maybe for my sleep. And I don't know if I mentioned, but I used to be on sleeping pills all the time, not prescription, but just over the counter stuff, because I could never fall asleep. And if I didn't take them, which, a lot of days I didn't take them, I didn't want to be addicted to it. But I would just lay there for over an hour trying to fall asleep, could never fall asleep. Now I fall asleep within 5 minutes. And I like give that all to like the triplex, the Plexus triplex, helping me do that by improving my gut health, because gut health and sleep are connected. Go Google something, gut health and sleep, gut health and migraines, whatever you deal with. I know I'm mentioning some of the same things over and over again, but they're at the top of my mind right now. But whatever health struggle you're dealing with, see if gut health is connected to that, because I had no idea gut health and sleep were connected. I sleep like a rock now. It's amazing. And a lot of people are actually magnesium deficient and don't even realize it. So this may be you. You may need this. It also helps promote regularity. If you need to go to the bathroom and things like that, you could take a higher dose. So this is the triplex, and this is what we're talking about today. And I just wanted to give you guys a little rundown on how gut health impacts our health, what the triplex is, what it can do for you. And I would love, if you have any questions, to put them in the comments of the live video. And I'm just going to check the chats again real quick. Oh yeah, and we had a couple people comment in the Zoom chat that I wanted to mention on the live video here. Holly had said that Plexus has really helped me get through IBS-C in my chronic fatigue. I feel better than when I first got my CPAP. And then Christina says, Plexus is great. She takes a lot of the products. She mentioned a few products she takes here, especially the triplex she mentioned first. ProBio 5 has helped her with UTIs and yeast, and collagen has helped her with hair loss, and hoping to get off depression and anxiety meds soon and get on Vital Biome. That's wonderful. Her husband loves Plexus. It helps with bathroom issues, pain, tummy issues and things like that. So, and he also is using the Active in place of an energy drink. And I didn't even mention that. I didn't bring my Active over here. Active is probably my favorite drink of the day. It is a all natural, plant-based, basically clean ingredient energy drink. And I look forward to that so much every day. Sometimes I just mix it with my Slim. Sometimes I have it by itself. It's a peach mango flavor. It's so good and like a tropical taste. Or often I'll mix it with my pink drink. So I have 2 for 1 if I'm on the go. And sometimes I throw my collagen in that bottle too. So I have 3 things all in one bottle. It's so easy to take Plexus. These 2 guys, I take it at bedtime to make it easy as well. And it's just great and simple to fit into your routine. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. And please let us know what questions you have. And whoever invited you, I'd love for you to put that in the chat too, so we know who's watching.